Hey, this is Arshad with Amrita Health Foods. I'm the founder here, and we make protein bars that are free of the top 11 allergens. We make everything in our dedicated facility here. Today, I want to talk about peanuts and tree nut and how we can create a little bit more of an inclusive environment. There are about 20 million people with food allergies. Peanuts and tree nuts are the biggest problem because of the anaphylactic nature of these ingredients. So, the reason we made these protein bars without the top 11 allergens was because we were catering to an inclusive environment. And we started from the perspective of inflammation, and we realized that there's a strong correlation between allergens and inflammation, especially if it's dairy, gluten, soy, eggs, and peanuts. Those are the top ones that have a direct correlation between allergen and inflammation. So if you're trying to reduce your inflammation to make your body more alkaline, less disease prone, you would want to reduce the common allergens. And I can talk a lot more about that in a future video. But today I want to focus on peanuts and tree nuts. So I've got 3 kids going through college and middle school, and the environment is supportive to a certain extent, but can be significantly more supportive of people with food allergies. Right now, for my middle school kid, there's a table set aside that's labeled as the peanut-free table. I just think about, like, if you were a kid with peanut allergies, that would not be a really nice, situation to be sitting on that one table in the corner of the cafeteria as a kid with peanut allergies, versus everybody else is sitting at tables enjoying something else that may have a tree nut in it. So I think we need to get to an environment where we can make the process a lot more inclusive of everybody. I mean, we're just talking about, snack and lunch. That's it. So I think we can get there. And we have shown that we can make very delicious snacks without the top 11 allergens. So there's absolutely no reason why a school environment or a college environment cannot do that. They just need to work on removing those items from the menu and just creating delicious snacks with it, right? So let's talk about like what we need to do to get there. The first part is just understanding that if you're in that environment, and let's just focus on elementary school, middle school, high school, so school and college. If you just want to keep that environment, obviously there's a lot of stuff outside that, like restaurants, for work campuses, other things. But I think there are adults there who can make better decisions for themselves versus kids that sometimes are not that good at reading the labels, right? So the process is really simple, in my opinion, as a parent who's making snacks for my kids besides these and sending it into the school. You just have a menu that does not include the 11 items, and you figure out how to make stuff with it, right? Chickpea sandwiches, hummus, bread without gluten, cut fruit, sunflower seed butter, pumpkin seed butter. I mean, there's just hundreds of other options that don't include the top 11 allergens. So I think that's the first thing, is like parents saying, how can I clean up my pantry to not have these allergens? And start with that. And maybe if you don't have a nut allergen, fine, make stuff for yourself for the weekend that you keep in your own house, right? So that, I think that's the first part, is sort of like help your kid understand and go into the school systems with cleaner snacks. Then I think from a policy perspective, we should just create policy that makes this process a lot easier for the cafeteria staff, right? So give them the tools, the recipes, the tools to basically make stuff without the top 11 allergens. And then I think you can give them stuff to test what's coming in. Sometimes the ingredients have cross-contamination. And again, we can work with the supply chain to solve that problem. So as a parent, I think this is all about understanding the problem, which I think we all do, developing a couple of solutions, which we just talked about, and then collaborating with the schools, the colleges, and being part of the solution, not just saying, hey, school, develop an environment that's completely free. But I think as parents, we can help them by sending in snacks that are top 11 free, by collaborating with them on recipes that we know our kids would love. So as a parent, I would love to get your thoughts on what we just talked about, and what are the challenges that you see as a parent that your kids are seeing in schools and colleges. And let's talk about that. Let's see how we can solve it to have a more collaborative environment. Thanks. Take care.